Hello and welcome back to the Universus Academy podcast. I am your host, Matt Childress, and with me is my assistant to the host, Mr. Chris Smith. Chris, oh, hold on, something's going on. What could be happening?
Second. I think it's literally been a month since we've had an episode.
Yeah.
I was trying to figure it out.
He
I
was
think it's
on the
literally
spot
been a
counting,
month. So,
carry the one,
yeah.
that sort of thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's been a minute,
Yeah.
man. How you been?
Pretty good. I'm also gonna preface this that I'm gonna guarantee there's probably an audio problem because Matt didn't check it before we started. So,
Yo, that's a good point.
no.
Guys, I'm leaning into the mic. Don't worry. We're trying
We're
it.
rolling with it. We're rolling with it.
trying.
I'm good. We had some LQs, had a webcam regional.
Oh,
I
yeah.
think we knew about that.
Yeah,
Had some
I think so.
previews drop, had a lot of things. I won an LQ somehow. I don't know why. Young with the girls broken.
Oh, man.
And you know, whatever.
I've won
but,
two and I haven't played him yet. I'm sorry. God.
Oh, you're just born better. You're also a million years older than I am in this game. So
That's right. I am the most ancient of ancients.
I may look older, but Matt's really the older one.
Or if we're going off of UVS chronological order, definitely.
Chronological order.
Yeah.
You know.
I was there at the beginning of the days.
There's like some really cool announcement we have to make, but we're gonna wait till later. We're gonna wait till later.
Yeah.
Called it.
Hey guys, if you want to make sure you hear the announcement, make sure that you like and subscribe and do all the algorithm things. We're mixing it up and we're going up. The call to arms, the call to action is up front now, guys. That's right. That's how new we are. We'll say it again at the end. Don't worry. We'll get there.
Yeah, don't worry.
Old habits die hard.
Yeah.
But,
yep.
Yeah, dude. Like you said, we just got a bunch of stuff to cover and catch up on. So let's dive right into it, talking about our play experiences, because clearly that's what the people care about the most. Also, I hope you guys enjoyed the Pete the Cat blanket on the bed behind me. You know, my son's got good taste. I don't know what else to tell you.
I mean, I always have animal things in the background, so it's just part of the course on the Universus Academy podcast.
If you've never read Pete the Cat, you're missing out. Pete's my man.
I guess I'm missing out then.
You're missing out. I got you. Don't worry. I got like the whole library. So with that, I alluded to, I've played in 2 local qualifiers. I won my first one, played Bakugo 4 off of Void. You know my deck. Love the deck. Had some nail biter games. Had to do some crazy lines to win some of these games. That was up.
You had to because that character's bad.
So, yeah, I know, right? Obviously. That's what everyone always tells me. And I made some adjustments post because the new meta is shaking out a little bit. But yeah, no. So got there with that one. That was like a about 10-person tournament, I want to say, or so. Or maybe it was 8 because we did not have a top 4.
It's if it's 9 or more, it is. I think it is 9 or more is a top cut. Is top 4, and then 8 and below is no top cut.
I think it was just the 8 and below then. But either way, it was really close. Maybe we were flirting with 9 because I think it was like one of the guys that was like, I just won't play. Yeah. To save us the round and all. But either way. Great games. Then last week I traveled to one of the local stores down here, and I played in that. I just wanted to go and see because like they always list events, but like the times I've been there before, there's no one there to play. So I was like, well, this is an LQ. Surely they got people. Well, spoilers. It was only 4 of us, and since I already won one, I just queued up with Genkai, and we was just there for the funsies. But she popped off, and we got there. The guys that were there are a little bit newer at the game as well. So
wait. Do you want another one?
Yeah, I won 2. Mm-hmm.
Oh, ooh.
Yeah.
All right.
But I made sure the other dudes knew that before we started playing, and I was like, "Hey, congratulations on your invite." You know. I mean, it was 4-person tournament. You know, real quick. I don't think that's indicative. Don't get this spun, guys. I don't think that means that Genkai is some actual meta competitive character. Super fun deck. Super has no way to push damage through. You know, you could do lots of cool stuff, but outside of your rejuice smashes, you're probably not pushing that damage.
I guess if you just play throws, but you know, whatever.
Yeah, that's boring. Who's doing that?
Yeah, it's very boring. It's very boring.
Yeah, and I'm going to another one this weekend, so we'll see how that goes.
Oh, heck yeah, that's awesome. Do you have a deck in mind?
Those are the only 2 I have built right now, so we'll see. I don't know how sweaty, how try hard I want to be. You know, like I feel like.
Well, it depends. Do you want to? Are you in the same mindset I am, or we just want to get as many points as possible, or you just don't care?
I mean, I got my Nats invite. That's what I really cared about, right? Because like
Yeah.
I'm not gonna be able to travel enough. I feel like to over the course of the year compete
Sure.
on points. Probably, like
Yeah. Yeah.
maybe if I made like top 32 at Nats, but not top 16, so I didn't get the auto invites or whatever. Like maybe there's some mass scenarios that way where if I had competed in some more, the points would have mattered. But in general, no, I'm not too worried about points outside of just making sure that I have enough to qualify to then play in the other events that I want to play in,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, I'd say flip a coin.
Yeah. Well, I'm not
That's
gonna
what I
lie.
do. Take your 2 decks, flip a coin.
I've been thinking about building a third new deck,
Ooh,
maybe
baby.
an order
Ooh,
deck.
baby. Uh-oh. I actually was thinking the same because I have 2 decks and I don't want to build the deck with the same cards in the same deck. So I was thinking maybe building an order deck as well, but then I remembered, hey, I need 2 more walk the dogs for this deck. So
Yeah, I'm not. I'm staying away from
screw
Walk the
me.
Dogs, man. I want to do some order punchy
Yeah.
punches.
Oh, yeah, 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 yeah. I remember you saying that in the Discord.
Mm-hmm. So
Um,
I don't know. We'll see.
so yeah,
How
cool.
about you?
Awesome.
How'd
Yeah,
your?
I'm
I know
good.
you said you won one, but
Um,
what'd you play? How'd
I've
it go?
played in I've played in 3 LQs
Hmm.
or 4. Don't remember. I know our first one was the case event where Phil and the boys came out. Phil and his brother came out.
Mm-hmm.
I got top 8, I think. No, it was top 4, and I was 5th. That's
Yeah.
what it was. That sucked. But the second LQ, I won with Younger Tagoro. Gasp!
Woohoo!
Um, I just phoned it in, as I say to the kids. I was like, I just want to win one
Mm-hmm.
and get my Deku promo. I just wanted the promo, and I ended up we had 8 people for that one, so there was no top cuts, but we top cutted for prize support because we said there was going to be a top cut, and so top 4 played um, for prizes, and I lost to George in finals because his Younger Tagoro deck drew more attacks than mine did on my final turn. So
He younger Tagoroed harder than you younger Tagoroed.
I think it was just the national champion luck. That's all. It's gonna run out one day. It's gonna
When there's
run
a
out
new one,
one
I
day.
guess. I don't know.
Yeah, I guess so.
Which means he's gonna get a
And
lot of mileage out
then
of it because that's not until the beginning of next year.
very, very. And then this past Easter, on Easter, I went up to the Milwaukee area
Mm-hmm.
and played in a 10-person LQ. I played Tam's. Yeah, I ripped Tam's list
Mm-hmm.
for Water Asui, and I've been adjusting it to my tastes.
Sure.
And I got third. I lost to Younger
Nice.
Tagoro in top 4 after beating Younger Tagoro in Swiss, because my deck checked running threes, blah 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 blah. But whatever, fun deck. I have a
Yeah.
blast playing that deck. It is right in my wheelhouse if I get to poke, build, and then block, 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 poke
Right.
and build, poke, do that fun stuff. And then like in your case, I'm also looking for a third deck, but I'm probably gonna build Life Vex because I want to play a Critical Role character really
Yeah.
bad, and I do have FCG coming.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but I think I want to play Vex because Vex is my favorite Critical Role character, so I
Yeah.
should probably do that.
Do
Yeah.
it, man.
Yeah.
I think that if I were gonna build a critical role character, it would be Jester.
Yeah.
I was helping old pod member, friend of the pod, Mr. Ryan Kraft, work on a Jester. He's a big Critical Role fan, so he picked those up, and I was talking to him about that and kind of catching up with him about the game. Yeah, like I was putting this list together, and I was like, oh, discard a momentum to pull back a block. This is like Yusuke kind of fun. Okay,
Does
I
it
like it. I
does
like it.
does it does it play Big Freaking Explosion at least?
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, man.
Okay,
Look, you
cool,
know me.
awesome. Okay, good.
I built the deck. It's basically it's chaos and it's spells and ally cards. There's like
Yeah, oh yeah,
one
yeah, 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 yeah.
yeah, like
Okay, yeah.
it's got lots of cool little synergies, little microtransactions. I love that sort of stuff in decks. So,
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
it's cool. I think it'll be a fun deck. I don't know if he's built it or not. I mean, if he doesn't, I may try to at some point and give it a
Hmm.
go because, like I said, it just seems like a fun deck. So, but
Yeah.
yeah, man. Congrats on your Nats invite.
Hey,
Um,
congratulations on yours
yeah,
as well, my
no,
friend. Even though
yeah,
I may have said that to you. So
that's all
this is
good.
the part of the podcast where we
Yeah,
pat each other on the
good
backs.
job. We did
Good
it.
job. Good
Season
job.
one,
We
got
did
it
it.
done. Whoop whoop.
Whoa, I almost
Don't got
fell.
to worry about it for the rest of the
Yeah.
year, fellas.
Unlike last year where I was waiting till like season 3 for my hand down. I
Yeah,
was just like, oh, it's getting a little dicey.
yeah.
After like the first qualification tournament me and Ben went to in Iowa. I just scooped him in to get his Nats invite, and I'm like, I'll get mine
It'll be
eventually. And it
fine.
didn't happen till like September or October. I was really sweating it out.
I think for me it was my second one last year.
Yeah.
But I was being like really sweaty, like try hard about it. I was like, I gotta get one, I gotta do this, like trying to make sure that got done. And this year, I mean, like
I just wanted to get it out of the way. I just wanted to get it out of the way.
Yeah, exactly. Well, and like for me, what's cool?
Phoned it in.
For me, what's cool about these is like I'm like I said, that Bakugo deck is like my pet deck. That's what I love playing.
Yeah.
So like it keeps giving me good opportunities to test that deck out and really try to refine it to get it as good as possible. Because spoilers, unless something crazy happens in between now and Nationals, which there's a lot of cards to come out, so something could crazy. That's what I'll play.
Yeah.
But that being said, talking about new cards coming out, we can kind of quick pivot into the previews for Girl Power.
Yeah.
Dude.
Yeah. We also had a new promo come out too. We had Fresh Cut Grass from the Critical Role stuff come out as well.
Yeah, sure, whatever. I don't know. I say that in that way. That means nothing to me because I'm not a Critical Role person. But I know a lot of people are very excited about it.
It still matters because it's a card in the game.
Matthew. I don't even think it's actually legal. I know that they've said it's going to be legal.
It's legal it was legal as of
this came out on April 1st. It came out.
It was legal.
This
is
the biggest troll, and all of you guys gave them money for it.
No way, man. It is not, and we're gonna get our fresh cut grasses, and then
your scratch and sniff character card.
The biggest because they're real. Because Corey saw it at locals when Jelly brought his, so they know it's real. It's a real card. But the thing that kind of irked everybody was as 2 hours later they announced that 12 copies of the promo and one playmat were going to be shipped out to every UGN store for special pricing.
Yeah.
And people were like, well, you said it was an online exclusive, and now you just did this. Yep. We want refunds. So people are working on refunds. I don't care personally. Boom, got it. I don't care.
Right. There's only one playmat. So really what you paid for is the playmat. The promo you can probably get at a store. Hey, speaking of which, so when at that store I went to where I was telling you they don't really have a lot of people normally, the 4-person event, he gave out like super generous promos because they just had a bunch of stuff saved up, right? And I got one of the Briarwood promos. Uh-oh. Chris?
Yeah.
Uh-oh. Okay, you snap back. Mm-hmm. But yeah, I got one of Briarwood promos, so that was pretty cool.
I snapped back,
yeah. So.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. So that'll be fun. But yeah, so lots of new cards have been previewed, multiple characters in full kits. All this time being done by UVS Games. No content creator previews so far from what we've seen.
Oh well, to be fair, David Toombs, Let's Talk UVS, did have his Mr. Brave preview.
Yeah, he did do a April 1st troll on everyone.
April 1st troll. It was really good.
Which was a good pick. Like I like the Mr. Brave pick. I respect that.
It was very respect. I'm gonna pour out my drink to you, David.
Yeah, don't pour it out on your computer. That's a mistake.
No, that's a mistake.
Pod over. But yeah, like I definitely I like what I'm seeing from the set. I know others have mixed feelings and all, but you also have to keep in mind, like, I'm an MHA fanboy, and also that we already saw Mirko, and I already was like, oh, she's like Bakugo 1, but better, yeah. So today we got to see her whole kit, dating the pod.
Yeah.
And oh, buddy, cannot wait to play that character.
She is okay, so I'm not going to be wrong. She's the character so far up to date.
Yeah.
That has said, hey, it said to me, I'm going to play that character. I'm going to play that deck. Everything else has been like, well, that seems kind of cool, but it may not be for me, whatever,
Right.
So,
sure.
Like, I like a lot like Lady Nagant, I think is kind of cool, but she's not, like, I don't think she is, in my opinion, I think the set took a step down in power. In my eyes, but it could be just me.
Well, I think so far what we've seen is that this is more like a set 4, set 5 power level as opposed to set 6. Like, because I think set 6 characters were clearly a step above. Like they were like, we want to make some meta impactful characters with kits. Here you go, and they felt more like old standard characters than they did MHA characters, which isn't a bad thing. It's just clearly different.
Yeah. They felt like set 1 characters for the most part.
Yeah, set 1 was another good example. Like set 1 could have been a standard set also and would have fit in.
Yeah.
But so that being said, so far what we've seen, like, I think that they're much more in MHA power level ranges as opposed to set
Yeah.
6. Because like I don't know, like Dark Tournament has a lot of powerful cards in it, but like I don't
Mm-hmm.
know if it was a lot of powerful characters, if that makes sense. You know,
Yeah. I
like
mean, also
clearly.
the meta is so, which is really weird because like we've had so many releases, and this is the first month, like in April, we don't
Mm-hmm.
have a release.
Right.
So we actually get to let the meta breathe for a few weeks before we get another product thrown in our face. Don't get
And
me wrong.
we get
Don't get me
regionals.
wrong. Don't get me wrong. Me and you have been through the dark times where
Mm-hmm.
there was like one set for 18 months or some crap like that. Twice even.
Mm-hmm.
And it's been bad. We've
Yeah.
had stuff unrotated because they had to.
Dude,
So I'm not complaining as a getting product standpoint. I'm saying that we are going from meta to meta to meta to meta, and no meta is actually like breathing for more than like a month,
right.
which
So
isn't really a meta in its own
right. So
right.
I do think that like I think you could cut the number of challengers. I was talking to someone about this weekend. I think you could cut the number of challenger decks in half, and it would feel much better.
Yeah,
That's just me and my personal preference.
you can
Because
pick Godzilla out of it. I don't care.
well,
I
like
mean, I'm
instead
not
of
a
doing two
Godzilla
decks,
fan,
just do
but yeah,
one. That's really what I'm getting at.
yeah,
Like, don't do two
yeah.
decks at a time. Just do one, and then it cuts them all in half. You can still have them come up with the same frequency in between sets, whatever. But like
Hmm.
having these 4 decks that you have to buy in the interim, that's like another $120 in between sets. You know, like that just it adds up a lot. And I think it's asking a lot of your consumers. I get the purpose of them is kind of dual focus, where really they're supposed to be like entry products, even though initially
Yeah.
they said they were going to be like competitive decks. I think the reality is so far from the ones we've seen, they're
Mhm.
just entry level products to get people into the game who might just only
I
like that
mean,
property.
don't get me wrong, the Critical Role decks are cool, and I think they're going to be the most impactful IP of the year.
Sure.
I'm
Oh
going to
yeah.
say that right now because I heard in the grapevine that PAX East sold out twice
Mm-hmm.
of product. So that means we're going to get hopefully a huge influx. Let's see.
Some
Maybe
people are
they
just
just
buying them
stick.
and put them on a shelf, but
Yeah.
yeah,
Oh yeah, of course. But like maybe we get some people from it, and
yeah,
I'm down. Like,
yeah.
and
I
then
mean,
if we get a booster set, I'm even more down.
I think they're very realistic. Like I think if you're UBS Games and you're like, hey, if we get 25% of the people who buy this who didn't play the game before to
To
convert
win.
to playing our
Yeah.
game, huge win, huge
Yeah.
win. Like
Huge win.
one
Yeah.
out of four, like okay, sign me up because you know they printed a bunch of this stuff
Yeah.
and they made an awesome commercial. It is so good. It is professional level good. You know what I'm
It's
saying?
the
Like
best commercial that I mean, it's the best piece of marketing. I mean,
yeah.
outside of Matt and Liam actually playing the game and kind of playing it wrong, it's fine. I
Oh,
don't
did
care.
they? That's
But
funny.
it was they messed up a few times, yeah. But who cares? It was great to
Hmm.
watch two people who were just enjoying playing the game. Liam said that he plays with his son.
Cool.
And then Matt said that the main, I don't know if you know the people on the show. Matt Mercer is the main DM. He's like one of the greatest dungeon masters of our time right now.
Hmm.
He's a voice actor. He does Levi from Attack on Titan. He does Vincent from Final Fantasy Rebirth.
Hmm.
He does like a lot of big names. He said that he wants to teach his wife so
Hmm.
they can play Critical Role characters against each other and then
Yeah.
maybe branch in because he's like,
Yeah.
we're gonna we're gonna go get Steve Bloom on this. We're gonna go get Spike versus one of these Critical Role characters because we just know random voice actors.
Sure.
Like fucking name drop, just like
Yeah.
okay, sure,
Yeah,
like
it's very
whatever,
reminiscent
man.
of like
Yeah,
when Miles got Chris Sabat,
yeah,
to come into like the
and
Omaha
and
event, and you're like, oh
yep,
cool, All Might's here, or Vegeta, or
yeah,
whatever, like that's just a cool
yeah,
moment.
exactly. Piccolo, man, come on, it's
Yeah, he does Piccolo
Piccolo.
too. I know. Look, Piccolo.
Yeah,
So, all right, side tangent. I'm rewatching.
yeah.
Actually, not rewatching. I'm watching Dragon Ball Z Kai for the first time because I watched all of the
Oh
original Dragon
God.
Ball Z.
Oh, 'cause that cuts out all the filler, right?
Yeah. Okay, dude. I'm on
Yeah,
episode 70, and Cell has already
yeah.
showed up.
That's fast.
Yeah, dude, it moves.
Yeah.
It moves. And it's so good.
Okay.
Even further, I think it's
Yeah.
staying more true to the actual manga because there's
Yeah.
exposition that they explain some things mechanically in the universe that just never made it in the original version. That I'm like, oh, that's actually pretty
Uh,
cool. I'm glad you added that kind
okay.
of moment.
Yeah. Okay.
So,
Cool.
all
Cool.
that to
Cool.
say, yeah, Piccolo's my favorite character. Always
Yeah.
has been, always will be. But
Oh, okay.
I did
Yeah.
not know that it was apparent he was apparently Akira Toriyama's favorite character. And the last
Oh,
frame that he
rest in
animated,
peace.
yeah, the
Yeah.
last frame he animated was a frame where Piccolo was flying off and waving over his shoulder.
Oh, no way. Oh,
Hmm.
that's sad. That's
Yeah,
super
it's
sad.
like super hit you in the heart,
Yeah,
right? So
yeah, dude.
yeah, but
Because
R.I.P. MP.
Piccolo is my non. He's my third favorite character in that show. So
Really? Oh yeah, he's hands down my
he's my
favorite.
third favorite.
Like
Well, yeah. I mean, it goes Android 18, Bulma, him, Brawley. So yeah,
Bulma's
yeah.
number two. All
Oh
right.
yeah. Okay. So okay. Side
Your
tangent.
turn. Your turn. Yeah.
The entire series of Dragon Ball, Dragon Ball Z, Dragon Ball Super does not exist unless Bulma finds Goku.
Sure. Sure. Yeah. Yeah. You don't get that story. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I'm not saying Bulma's not a relevant character.
So she's
It's
super
just
relevant. She's
odd
one of
that
my
she's your top
yep,
two. You know, like I could see
she's
like
one of my
top
favorite.
five.
She's one of my favorite characters.
Hey,
I don't know
I
why.
respect it, man. I like it.
Yeah, yep, I like powerful women. I can't help it. 18 or
Yeah.
whatever.
And
Just
then
what
Piccolo.
just. Then,
He's
I
very
mean,
asexual.
Piccolo is the dad we all wish we had. Okay, you know.
He is more of a father than Goku in every version of the show.
Oh, you went there. Oh my gosh, I can't believe
It's
that. But
true.
yes,
It's
that's
true.
very. Vegeta is a better dad than Goku is, and
Also
I'll give you
true.
that. Also very true.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
And Vegeta is
Yep.
not a very good dad, but he is a better one than Goku.
Okay,
Right.
back on
Circle it back around to our actual content
circle
that
it
we,
back
we
around.
make content
Yeah,
for.
yeah, for
So
real.
previews.
So,
You're talking about characters
yeah,
you're excited for. I'm really
yeah,
excited for Kendo. I think that character looks super fun. And also I
yeah,
just want to play
yep.
focus attack and do silly loops with it and all. So like I don't
Hmm.
know if that deck will be any good, but man, do I think that deck's gonna be fun, right? Like I don't know if it'll be
Gonna
competitive.
be,
It might be. Like
yeah.
like
I mean,
who
she's
knows?
All Might, right? She's All Might. She's an eighth hand sizer on your next turn. So
Kind of, yeah. I mean, like she's got All
you
Might
know,
feels to her, but like, I mean, dude, after seeing
yeah.
her secret rare and like just
Oh,
being
that
able,
secret rare is crazy.
yeah, breaker three, and I get to pick
Yeah, I'm
something
down.
up. Like, oh,
Hmm.
man, all right, yeah, I'm gonna stack all mids all day, and I'm gonna tell you to good luck. You know what I'm saying?
To block mid because you're gonna have to block mid. Everyone's gonna have to block mid from now on. Yeah,
Forever.
that's
You
true.
know.
Um, yeah, obviously we're both Mirko fans
Yes.
because she's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Doesn't matter. Best character in the set. I don't
Well,
care. Everyone. I don't care what else is it. I don't care if there's a Mount Lady 4,
oh,
which skips 3, and we just have Mount Lady 4. Mirko's still the best character by far. But anywho, so good that I'm gonna have to get her Chrome.
oh,
So
wow, yeah.
yeah, yeah, I'm gonna get the Chrome. I'm skipping Toga
Mm-hmm.
because I'm not excited for Quan Chi 2.5, which
Yeah.
it is what it is. But like, I think there's some cool design choices in
Right.
the set. I just don't
Here's
know how well they'll pan out because didn't they people say that about set 6 too? Like all these kits are insular. We have no idea how they're gonna work. Blah blah
yeah.
blah blah blah.
Okay, but
But
here's what I'll say.
there's some of the most meta relevant characters.
Right,
Period.
right. I
Right.
like people like to poo poo on insular kits, which is silly to me.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
that being said, I I think these characters that we've seen so far are very true to the flavor of the character at that point in the
Yes.
story, which is
Yeah.
what
I think
like.
so.
Even though I'm not interested in playing Toga, I think it's cool how
Mhm.
they captured her quirk and its evolution. Even though I'm not
Yeah.
interested in playing Nagant, I think it's cool how they
Yeah.
captured her ability to generate more bullets and resources, more attacks,
Mhm.
just with her own
Mhm.
resources she already has. Like those are
Hey, okay.
thematically cool.
I know we haven't seen it yet, but I want to go out. And I'm gonna go on a hot, not a hot take, but a
Mhm.
guess. The Schwami's coming out. I think her secret rare might ready her.
Who Nagant?
Mm-hmm.
Maybe. I
Because
don't know.
you can cancel multiple things in a turn. Maybe I don't
Maybe
know.
that could be cool.
I think I'd be surprised if you could ready her.
Well,
That'd
like
be
Momo.
you
Like
know.
I think the new Momo has a really cool
Oh,
design. You know, like
it's Hisenko.
yeah,
It's
we haven't
Hisenko.
seen her kit yet.
Yeah.
Yeah, but like she's
Yeah.
like a spiritual reprint of Fasinko from
Yep.
Darkstalkers, one of the versions of that.
Sucker.
But that being
Yep.
said, like it's also very derivative of what her original version did,
Yes.
Momo 1,
Mm-hmm.
and then also of how her quirk has evolved to that point in the show. So
Correct.
like regardless of if I'm excited mechanically to play the character, they
Mm-hmm.
are doing the thing that I
Flavor.
appreciate the
Yeah.
most, which is you're staying true to what that character is, like what they do,
Mm-hmm.
how their power works. And I think for MHA in particular, I think that's the best way to sell that. Like because here's the thing, like if they just made a whole bunch of younger Tagoros, you know what I'm saying? And I think younger Tagoro
Yeah.
did a fine job of representing what he is all about too. But I'm just saying, like power level wise,
Yeah.
they just made a set of younger Tagoros to compete with them, but they didn't feel like the characters. Then people would just
Yeah.
not like it. It would be
Oh
more
yeah, for
negative
sure.
feedback than people just being like,
Like
I don't understand the Gant, like
I I also think this might be a design philosophy change to where instead of just stat stick dot decks, we're gonna get characters that actually do interesting things. Like, granted, we'll always
Mm-hmm.
get a stat. We
Yeah.
haven't seen a stat stick character yet in this set per se, but
Yeah.
they're
Mirko's the closest one, plus
oh
one.
yeah, but it's
But
just +1/+1. It's not
right.
like it's +1 for every X or
Yeah, she's still doing
+3
just
and
cool things. Yeah, she
+1.
doesn't scale.
Yeah.
Like she's not
Yeah,
scaling
she doesn't. Yeah,
stats.
she's
Yeah.
not. Sorry, yeah, scaling stats. I
Yeah.
guess is what I want to say.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, the only one who has scaling stats so far is Momo, and that's
Mm-hmm.
based on your opponent's foundation. So,
Right.
it's like it's a little different, but
Yeah, and that also
um,
caps,
you
right?
know,
Like it gets better in theory, but your rivals in the driver's seat of it, so like it's
yeah,
probably
El
going to be
Cap.
two most of the time.
Yeah, but still though, it's like they do interesting things, and I think because like the Critical Role people also their characters also did interesting things, and
Right,
and the Hakusho, I mean, outside of Younger Toguro for the
right.
most part, they all do an interesting thing. It's flavor, or
Mm-hmm.
it's they're not just I get 3 damage, I mill 4 for 2 speed. Did I cycle? I get 3 more damage. It's
Right.
like,
And
it's
to be
kind
fair,
even
I think that
yeah.
set six characters also did a good job capturing those characters. Like I love that endeavor mechanically. I think that's one of the
Oh yeah,
coolest unexplored
yeah,
spaces until that point that they could have done. And it also
mhm,
just happens to be good, which is kind of cool, right?
yeah,
Because it
yeah,
very easily could have not been good, if that makes sense. Like when he got
yeah,
previewed, I was
yeah.
reluctant. I was like, I don't know. And people were like, Earth, you
Yeah,
can instantly mill yourself. And then no one
yeah,
plays that because it's not as good as playing Fire or Order and doing all the other cool things you can do with those symbols. So,
yeah.
um,
Very true. Very
so
true.
that being said,
Very
like I I won't be surprised. I think if in a set, and I've said this in our Discord a couple times now, but I think if in a set you have 2 to 3 characters that end up being meta relevant,
It's a win.
that's a
Yeah,
win. Yeah, that's
it's good.
fine.
It's good.
And
Yeah,
really at
yeah,
this point, it's more so about the secret rares, right? Like as long as they deliver on 6 cool sought after secret rares, then you're good.
yeah,
Because like think about like that's the thing about Dark Tournament, right? Like for the most part, those secret rares are cards that people who wanted to play characters from that set, you better get 2 to 4 of that card. You know?
yeah. I mean, also, if you think about it, Genkai's Guidance is the number one secret rare because it's just generically
Mm-hmm.
useful, right?
Man,
So it's
let me tell you what. I regret not buying those when they were $15 a piece before people realized. Even though I was telling them how good
yeah.
that card was. I sh- I
Do you
sh-
remember? Okay, so we're gonna go on the way back machine to when we previewed Bui, when we previewed Bui, and we told everybody that Battle Order release would be I specifically
you
said
proclaimed
that
it. Yeah, I backed you,
that
but you proclaimed
it
it. Yeah.
was going to be the number one ultra rare in the set. It's going to
Yeah.
be the money ultra rare in the set, and guess where it's at as of today? It's $30 to $40 a copy. You're
Yeah.
welcome, everybody who listened to me early.
Yeah, and
So
even
yeah,
further, we had not seen any of the other cards yet. We were like, "Oh no, this
exactly.
card's just bananas."
It's done. It's done. It's the best ultra rare in the
Yeah,
set. Easy. I don't care what anybody else says. It's the
yeah,
best ultra rare in the set. And
yeah.
I was right.
You are.
I was right for a change.
Yeah, boom. Yeah.
Yep.
But I'm excited for Girl Power, man. Like, I
Yeah.
think it's gonna be
Yeah,
a fun
man. I'm
set. I'm probably
yeah.
gonna, pick up some because, like,
Yeah.
I'm hoping UVS Games, if you hear me, I know you've already made the set, but if you could put Midnight 1 as a reprint with the full kit, I'd be cool with that. Or if you want to give me a really sweet Midnight 2, I'd be cool with that too. So, whatever you got, guys, whatever.
I mean, at this present time, we're probably back paging her, right? So, because we
Mm.
already know, because we're already past MID.
Oh, are we?
As a Mirko is MIR, so we're
Uh,
past MID.
are
So
they
yeah,
actually
she's
going
back
in order,
paging.
though?
Uh-huh. They're going in
Okay.
everything's in alphabetical order. So
I hadn't
yeah.
noticed that part of it. Sure.
Yeah, so we are already eliminating people just based on names
No.
and on first name and on real names, not just their full name, other than
Yeah.
Pro Heroes or name, But she's probably a back page, just like Mount Lady, because Mount Lady has a card because she's on a playmat. So
Yeah. Well, that feels bad.
yeah, I mean
Boo.
Uwabami's in there, so I'm gonna guess it's probably Midnight One being reprinted with new
Yeah,
art,
so like
most
that was my
likely.
hope, right? Like I was hoping, and I know I told you this, but I was hoping that they were going to reprint all the female characters that only got promos from set one. So Uabami,
Yeah,
Midnight one, and Mount Lady one, and give them actual support cards
oh,
instead of
or
just
yeah,
like Midnight got like 3 support cards in Heroes Clash, but like
hmm
give them like an actual kit of 8 cards to support them, and how cool
yeah.
that would have been. Just because we saw the Uwabami reprint, I was like, oh, my hopes are really high now. So whatever. But they also gave like 2 other characters a pseudo version of Midnight One's power, right? So whatever.
Yeah. I mean, she could be. It could be a midnight two with something different. But I mean,
Yeah,
like,
I'd be
I
down.
would definitely take a midnight one coming back. She's a friend, and a staple on the Universus podcast.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
we both played her a lot.
We did. And you know what the next is? It's Mirko. We're gonna both be playing a lot of that character.
Oh man, Bun Mom.
For
all over the
two
place.
very different reasons, I think. Like I just mechanically love what that character's gonna do, and I think you just actually love the character.
I just love the character. Yeah, she's awesome.
Yeah.
So
She's
fun
cool.
fact: one of the attacks, the art where she's screaming, is one of my emojis on my Twitch channel. So I'm like,
Nice.
hey, I know that art.
That attack's
So,
very good. It's a 5 high for 3.
Yeah, no, and if they full block it, they take 2.
Yeah.
So, yeah, they still burn. So it can't kill them though, unfortunately. But
yeah, whatever. That attack gets her character ability online immediately.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because you know what else? You know what else is a 5 high for 3 is Tasty Riff, and people hate blocking that too.
Right.
So but they have to. They people won't block this one because
all right.
it's
Hey,
only for
you want what I immediately went to when we saw Mina yesterday, and then we can move to the new topic. But
yeah, that's fine.
So Mina burns you for 1 on her face whenever her punch or whenever her slam or what I don't remember what the other type is attack.
Wait, we're talking Mina 1 or it's Mina 2 or Mina 3?
Mina 3.
Okay, I think it's a slam or ranged or punch. I don't remember.
But she burns you for 1 whenever it deals damage, right? And then she clears 2 cards from her card pool to make you destroy foundation that's ready. She has void on her, and she has a foundation that does the same thing as her face, where it burns you for 1 whenever her attack of the same type or whatever does damage.
Oh, that's just like a 1/5, right?
Yeah, I think it's a 2/5 or something. But either way,
it's just a response, right?
Yeah, it's a free response.
Yeah.
So what I'm getting at is that like you can also run off of void the Moonfish Foundation that does it for your non-throw attack that burns them for 1. And you can just run a bunch of Moonfish's attacks that do 3 printed because it's printed 3. And like you could have this deck where like maybe you're throwing a bunch of little weenie like 3 damage attacks that then burn them for 8 if they don't block it. Like seems kind of funny. I don't know if it's good. It's real slow, but I'm just putting that out there for you guys, right? You guys.
I'm just thinking like, doesn't Mina 2 just do that better though?
Burn them?
Yeah, because she burns on face. And she
burns from the card pool, for her face downs and all.
Yeah. It's a different flavor, same thing, but different flavor. So, And Mina, okay, I am gonna say though, Mina had some really cool pieces in her kit. Like she had that one. Add that. Was it a 2 diff? You add it to your card pool, -5 speed on an attack.
Something like that. Yeah.
It's cool, man. I'll play that all day. I'll play that card all day. That's really good.
Oh snap! And you know what that translates into? Deflect. We got a new keyword, boys and girls.
Oh yeah, keyword, baby.
Yeah. Keyword. So deflect is a response after the block step of an attack. You can add this card to your hand or from your hand to your card pool. No check necessary, and you prevent damage equal to whatever the deflect rating is.
Right.
And it doesn't say the minimum 1, if I remember correctly.
Correct. So, you can only play it once per attack, though.
Yeah, you can only deflect once per block step or per whatever, right?
Yeah,
so like
you can response to the block.
Yeah, so like it's we've only seen deflect 3 so far on one of the Mina cards, but like what that means is that you can say play out all your blocks, and then you're like, okay, well I got 3 cards in there, I'm tapped out. All I can do now is try to prevent some damage with this deflect ability, which is super cool because that's going to mess up people's kill math. Because you're going to be like, all right, this gets them to Xaxes, and then they deflect, and you're like, I lose the game now because I overextended for this kill that I don't get. Like, that's really cool. You can also like partial block and then do it.
Yep.
So you can like mitigate throw damage. Like if their throw's doing like 7 or 3, or you would take 3 damage, and you're like, add this in, take none. Like, there's some cool stuff there.
Like, the best is when we get someone's gonna win a big tournament by going deflect 1. and you're left at 1.
It's the only one that matters, man. It's the only one that matters.
Only one that matters, man. I can't wait till we get a static on a card that says deflect 1.
Right.
And it's just active the entire time, and you just block with it, and then you get -1 damage across the board. So. It'd be kind of neat.
I don't know. I think from the way the cost is worded, like the cost is to add it to your card pool. But point being, I think that it's really cool that we have a new defensive keyword, right? Because previously the only card pool defensive keyword stuff you really had was breaker. So now having a from hand trick that can mess up math is huge. Like I saw people poo-pooing on it, and that's fine. You're entitled to your opinion on it, but like I think you are short selling the ability to mitigate damage. Like, is it going to be super relevant? Are you going to do this instead of blocking? No. Are you going to build an entire deck that's just deflect attacks? Probably not. But
ooh, you could though if you play enough DR.
yeah,
You
maybe.
could.
Maybe like some weird Earth
You
build or
could.
something with like like that Fey deck I was
Mm-hmm.
talking about, where she can just give -4 damage to anything, and then you just start deflecting after that. Like, okay, that could be kind of
Mm-hmm.
cool. But that being said,
Yeah.
like I don't know if there'll be enough cards initially. Like we'll see how frequently the card shows up. Is this
Well,
something more like
it's kind of like Echo, where
right?
Echo was kind of split a little bit, and
Right.
then they weren't the greatest of attacks, but then all of a sudden, like in Hakusho, like the Echo attacks are just pushed as fuck,
Yeah, yeah, yeah. All
So
the Echo attacks that they've printed
yeah,
on from Critical Role and this
yeah,
from Dark Tournament don't have actual Echo costs for the most part. Like they pay it
yeah, correct.
alternatively, and that's what's really good about them.
Mm-hmm.
So
Mm-hmm.
deflect, like imagine some scenario where it's like deflect X, and then X equals the rating of all your other deflects in your card pool or something, right? Like that could be nuts.
That would be secret rare worthy.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
think
it
that
would.
would
It
be
would.
like on a secret rare.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
like
it
think
would
about
be. Yeah.
think about it. If you've done like if it's 5 even, right? Like you did a 3 and a 2, and then you like mitigate 5 more. Cool. I just saved 10 health off of 3 cards, like, and I
I
didn't
mean, like
block.
that would just be backbreaking. That's an entire attack for the most part.
Yeah,
Granted, it's like half of an attack nowadays, but yeah,
right. But still, like I
yeah.
am. I don't know. So I'm excited by that keyword. I think
I'm
it'll be
down.
really
Like I
cool.
like it. I
Mhm.
like it. I like it a lot. I also like it because I can cancel it with incredible display and then laugh at you when you die.
Yeah, you just added to card pool for nothing. Ha ha ha.
Yeah, haha, jerk, and then I just kill you with another attack. So
Yeah, got him. Um,
got him.
but
But
yeah.
yeah, also that
Hmm.
kind of could lead into the next thing because you were talking about echo cards that don't pay real costs.
Hmm.
We had an errata and ban list this past
We did. Let's
Tuesday.
throw that up for the people on the screen. Ba-bam.
Yeah,
Hey guys, guess
we
what's
have no.
banned?
It is. This is all. We're just flying by the seat of our pants in this
Hmm.
episode.
And we just
No,
do it
no
so
actual.
well.
Yeah. Yes, we do. We do
Like
it so well.
so yeah, they as of April 8th they announced the new update for April as far as bans and radas, and snack time got banned.
Nom
And
nom nom nom
if
nom
you've
nom.
talked to me since One with Nature got banned, I immediately was like, how are we okay with this then?
Yep.
Other people have different opinions on that. That's fine. This card needed to go. In
Yeah.
that way, like
I would say
it's just really good.
at the time it wasn't as egregious because those
So
symbols did not have the same amount of card draw as the good symbol
that's a
did with One
bogus
with Nature.
defense, and I know
And
that's what their
and,
defense was
and
too.
that's
It's
what
a
their
bogus
defense was, and
defense.
we all know it was garbage, but because it was on a one diff with a
Yeah,
deadlock ability that was way
right.
better.
And even further,
Yeah.
like I would run this over One with Nature in some decks if I had to make that choice. Like in an Earth deck, I mean,
Run
why wouldn't I run
both.
both?
I'm running
But
both,
yeah, yeah, why
baby.
wouldn't I
I'm
run both?
running
I get that.
both.
But what I'm just saying, like, this card's a
Yeah.
1/5 with an equally difficult block, but a different zone, and
Is
2
it?
super playable abilities. And having stun 1 is a
Yeah.
stacking speed for every attack
Yeah.
you play.
Yeah. Is it banned in standard or is it banned across the entire?
Standard band.
I didn't. It's just standard banned, so it's
Mm-hmm.
still good in retro and in My Hero Spotlight.
Yeah,
Okay.
and like Chris was
All
alluding
right.
to, like they basically said, hey, it was on our radar, but at the time there weren't really any decks that could take advantage of it, so we waited until now, and that may be true, and
Yeah.
maybe good
Yeah.
on you, UVS Games, for not just snap pulling the trigger, but like I said, this card to me has always been an outlier, and it's
Oh
very
yeah.
clearly like I'm sure when they're looking at deck lists that are performing well, if it had those symbols, it ran that card, kind of stuff like back
I mean,
alley
like
kind of stuff.
there was the memes of what was it? It was like the Grant Gustin thing with over his grave where it was snack time over
One with
doing the peace
Nature's,
sign
he's like,
over One with Nature.
yes,
Yeah. Yeah, he's like, "Yo," and then
yeah.
now it's I forget what it is now. I think it was I forget what the new meme is now. Who was like, "Oh yeah, I'm alive. You're dead." That
I haven't seen
there's
the new
another
one.
one on the
Okay.
chopping block. Yeah, I haven't seen. There's a new one in the works. I heard,
Okay.
but yeah, it was basically only a matter of time because
Hmm.
these cards, One with Nature included, would not be a problem if we did not have the egregious amount of free card draw in
Yep.
our game, opposed to how we used. Sure, there was card draw back in the old game, but
Right.
it wasn't as egregious, and there were way more costs
Well,
involved.
and even further, there
There's
are counters. Like the thing is
yes,
that and they're not wrong. People like drawing
yeah,
cards, so they make
yeah,
cards that draw cards, and
mm-hmm,
and it does help games end. It also helps games not end sometimes.
yep,
Um,
yes, it
but
does.
but in general, offensive draw happens more frequently than defensive draw in the game.
Correct.
So given that,
defensive draw comes at a higher cost, actually.
Yeah.
Fair.
So given that, they finally were like, okay, I guess this isn't all right anymore, and it wasn't.
Yeah.
And I'm glad they did it.
Yeah.
So, they also errata / clarified some cards. So we'll talk about the actual power level errata, which was for Storm of Arrows, which is what you alluded to earlier.
Which was needed.
Yeah. So
which was needed.
And this is one of those things where people were clearly like not playing it the way it was intended, right? It's the way it was worded.
To be fair, they came out in their article and said, hey, it could clear itself for its own echo cost. And
did they?
Walked it back in this thing. Yes, they did.
I didn't remember them saying that. That's hilarious.
Yeah.
Yeah. It clearly was not supposed to target itself. But what people were doing is basically they were just playing this as a 5 or 4 high for 5, then saying echo, using its ability to paying itself so that way it clears from your card pool to then play a different one.
Because you could, because you with Jester, you could basically play you can play as many as Storm of Arrows as you had momentum, and that's how you killed people.
Yeah.
It was cool. There were counters to it. There was like I was talking with Tam, and there's like 20 something counters to it, including locking the building. By the way, nobody plays.
No one leaves the card pool.
Which is also Togoro tech, which is kind of funny. It makes them play on +1 progressive. But yeah, I watched Tam playing Unfun Stuff Friday with that deck, and it was just like, well, can he survive till he gets 7 momentum and 2 copies? Yep. And then he just murdered people. He's like, on a 5. On a 5.
Yep.
On a 5. How many blocks do you have? I'm like, the guy's not playing Asui, Tam. You can't ready and draw a card on every attack you play. But
What's funny is it's very reminiscent of the All Might's Mentorship Award the Victor loop. You know, where it's just like play the same attack over and over and over again. Which they're fine with that. But there's more pieces for that, right? And that's the thing.
Yeah.
So they fixed that card. Ice Sword Execution, they just clarified that it commits all copies of that foundation. That means yours and theirs. They just clarified that, which it's, again, the way the card was clearly meant to work.
Yeah, people were already playing it like that anyways. So,
right. And then Knott's Flask, they also just clarified some wording on.
Yeah, because if it was in your discard pile, the static was still active, and so all your attacks, because it didn't have counters, all your attacks would get -2 speed. Because statics are live in discard piles too, and then removed from game piles.
So they just added the wallets in your stage portion. Okay, sure.
Yeah. Because technically it was still live, because statics are live at every time when it's face up. So.
So
like if you were
sitting here giving your own attacks -2 speed.
Yeah, so if like you were playing against someone who was playing Knott's Flask at this time, and you're like, well, all your attacks get -2 speed because you have one. Just to think if you had multiple copies in your discard pile, and then you get like you're not hitting anybody. You might as well just scoop, bro.
Yeah,
you know,
pack it up.
Obviously, it was meant to say while in your stage. So
and then they also just clarified clear and spend, where basically clears from the card pool, and spend is momentum from your stage.
We are excited for discard not meaning 7 different things in our game. I am happy.
I do think as long as they are consistent with it, I think it'll be a good change overall for sure.
Of course.
But yeah, so that was the bans and erratas. Those were the previews. We talked about events. The regionals are coming up. I am not going to Vegas. Are you going to Vegas?
I'm not going to Vegas. Sorry. Yeah. I'm not. Just can't swing it.
Yeah, so. We are not going, but we do have some friends who are going.
Are we gonna make the announcement now? Are we gonna do that? How far are we into the pod? Are we far enough in?
We're a good 40-some minutes in. I think it's time.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I think we could say it.
All right, so guys,
we're very excited to announce.
Since we last spoke, we have
a month ago.
Yeah, right. Actually, I think it was just after we last spoke. We have gone out and we have formed what they refer to as a team. Some of our other UVS friends from across the country, and we a couple of them are going out to Vegas to play. Mr. Keenan Meadows and Ben Lambright will be there playing. For Universus Academy.
Yeah, baby. And we also have to make sure they change their team names because Ben is still 2 Bens in a dream. So we have to make sure they change.
He caught the dream. He joined the team. You know what I'm saying? Like
he joined the team. Like we're no David Toom super team. So but
no, we're very small.
We are Universus Academy. Yeah. We are Universus Academy, but we are where the air is crisp. Yeah. So yes.
And we're here to get better. That's the goal.
Yeah, that's
just
it.
Be
man.
better. That's all we want to do. If we win, that's great. If we get better, that's what's important.
We are, but we do want to repeat as undefeated teams national champions.
Yeah. Also, Ashley is on the team, so we can do that.
Yeah, Ashley's on the team too.
So
we can do that. Ashley is on the team.
We said Keenan, but we need to talk about the real champion, which is Ashley.
You can't have one without the other. They're like peanut butter and jelly, spaghetti and meatballs.
When you get one champion, you gotta get the complimentary champion. I'll leave it to you guys to determine which one's the complimentary champion, because I think they're both great. I'm very excited to get to play with all these fine individuals. Same. And look forward to the year ahead, and trying to grow our team some as well within reason. Yeah. So we keep a close tabs on what we're saying and doing. At some point, we may be doing some recruiting, and if so, then we'll let you know how that's going to go about it and kind of what to do there. But as is, we currently are not doing any open recruiting, just because again we're trying to kind of get our feet underneath us and figure it all out. And
I'm just here for the cool denim jacket we're gonna get.
Denim jacket, yeah. So, we do have to figure out some swag items. That's for sure.
Yeah. I definitely want a denim jacket. I'm definitely gonna say denim jacket with like a bedazzled UA on the back of it. I think that'd be cool. I do. I mean, I really do.
I don't have a
acid wash. Can we get acid wash jeans and a cool denim jacket, and we can roll in Miami Vice?
All right, here's my thing. If we're getting denim jackets, they gotta have the sleeves cut off so they can be like full blown punk rock denim jackets. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Hell yeah, let's go.
And with that, we might have just recruited John. No, just kidding. But it's
I mean, I'd welcome John back with open arms.
I'm actually going to try to catch up with him this weekend as well.
Nice,
as
awesome,
I head back up home.
Cool.
So looking forward to that.
Yeah,
but yeah, man. I'm excited. I think it'll be cool.
Me too.
I
just can't wait to actually test with some of our team members, because I haven't done that yet, because I'm a bad team member. I've been too busy playing. I can't help it.
Yeah, who can stop to test when you're just playing and winning stuff? I don't know.
I know. I'm not winning anything. I'm just winning one small event. That's it.
That's all you gotta do, man. Whatever. But yeah. So like I said, we're excited about it. Hopefully, we look forward to seeing everybody and compete with everybody out there as well. I know there's been lots of shakeup. I do want to take a moment and say, I was very disappointed to hear about the Legendary Wolf situation.
Oh very sad.
And it genuinely made me sad, because I know how hard they worked to try to just provide to the community, and through like Rochester and Legendary Wolf propped this game up for years.
Oh yeah. Definitely.
So
so with that, I don't think this game survives without them.
Not at all. To
be honest.
So with that, thank you for everything that y'all did out at Legendary Wolf. Miles, Danielle, everybody who worked for them. Always was a pleasure. I hope that you guys do come back to the game, and I get to play with you some more and hang out and visit.
I mean, they're taking some time off. Done with the game
They're taking some time off. They said.
Oh really? Oh
yeah, because they were just saying basically it's been really hard on them. They just kind of have to figure out what they're going to do to move forward in life and that sort of stuff. And I respect that.
Gotcha.
But yeah, I do hope that they come back one day, because like I said, great community members, always doing great things for the game. If you ever got to play in an event that they ran, they always did a great job with it. So
it was always fun playing in those events, especially what was it, the KC regional they ran it. Mm-hmm. Their side events were great. We had fun. They gave away random ass playmats. It was great.
That's awesome.
So it was cool. I got a revoke playmat for no apparent reason. I was like, I'll take this. And
done.
Whatever.
So not to end on a downer, but I did just want to take a moment there, because, like I said, I know the larger teams environment has been shaken up because of those sort of things as well and stuff like that. So with that, and
I mean,
at least be one small new competitor in the very large pond of UVS competitive play.
Yeah, we're just here. We're just here to make friends and play games.
Absolutely. And
like I said, I'm really here for the denim jacket. That's all I'm here for.
We'll have to.
Matt has not provided the denim.
I have not yet. We'll have to put that one to a vote and see where the team falls on that. But I'm sure when they listen to it, they're gonna message and they're gonna be like, make it happen.
I mean, I think Keenan would look pretty swag in a
Keenan could definitely rock
jacket.
a denim jacket, no questions asked.
He could rock a denim jacket,
and I would pay good money to see Ben in a denim jacket.
I think I would too. Yeah, definitely. I mean,
like, definitely. That has to be probably the thing he would be the least comfortable in. So therefore, that's what makes it awesome.
Therefore, it has to happen. Yeah, got it.
Oh man. But all right.
So well, maybe we'll get them on the pod. We'll get them on to
absolutely
introduce themselves to the world. Even though everyone knows Keenan and Ashley and Ben, and they're perennial top cutters, world champions.
Right.
So like that's why I snagged Ben. He's my local perennial top cutter. I want to be a perennial top cutter, so let's go. Hey, man. I'm ready to get good.
Anytime I've ever led a team or put a team together of any sort, I've always said I want to be the worst person on the team because I know the kind of contributions I make to a team. So if I'm the worst person, my team's gonna be pretty good. So I stand by that now, as I always have.
I mean, I thought you were gonna lead into some ways of when I put a team together, we went cardboard. I'm just like, that happened once.
No, all right. So truth be told, they came after me in that situation. I didn't get to put that team together. I wish I had. I just was like, really? You want me? Yes, please.
Yeah.
Let's do it. And then the rest is history, right? So.
This is history. Yep.
But yeah, well, guys,
fantastic.
Thank you for joining us. Sorry we've been AFK. Yeah. We're gonna try to do a better job, but life's just life, man. Like,
hey,
it never slows down.
I think the one time I canceled on you, so it's not all you. It's all it's me
happens,
too.
Man. No worries.
Yeah, life happens, man. So it's like we'll get back, and then I hope to get back to streaming more because I've just been tired at work. So yeah, I think I'm gonna be playing some games with Let's Talk UVS's Ryan on Monday. I think if you don't, this may have already happened by the time the pod comes out, but
we'll see how
he has some
that going.
He has some younger Togoro edits he wants to make because he's afraid of my Asui deck, and he's like, I added some new cards because I hate assets, so I want to test into your deck. I'm like, okay, whatever, I don't care. I'll just play games.
Yeah. So yeah, fair enough.
Yeah. He's a grinder, man. He's a grinder. David got a good one on that guy. So.
Oh yeah.
Ryan is addicted to this card game like no bit. Like. Like when you take a bite of like apple pie or a pizza and you just keep eating and eating and eating and you can't stop? This is what Ryan is to UVS. He can't stop himself. And I tell him this. I'm like, you can't stop yourself, right? And he's like, I know I can't. I'm like, okay, good. You have a problem. That's the first step.
Yeah, you have to acknowledge the problem before you can recover from it. Yeah.
And then I blocked 4 attacks with Spirit Slash and returned them to my hand and built 5 on his turn.
Winning.
Winning by building on my opponent's turn.
All right, man. We got to bounce out of here.
It was a pleasure. Bounce.
Always good.
Like algorithm things.
Do all the algorithm
please,
things 2 times in one episode. Do it all now. If you made it to the end.
Your friends.
Yeah, spread the word. Let us know which character from the new set you're most excited for in the comments below.
Denim jackets coming soon.
Also, let us know if you're interested in seeing us in denim jackets, if that needs to happen. All right, guys.
It does need to happen.
Until next time.
See you later, everybody.
Take care. Thank you so much.
Take care.